The school gates clanged open as the morning bell rang. A girl with a pink knit cap and a light blue backpack walked slowly toward the courtyard. Her name was Emily Carter, 13 years old, quiet, thin, and pale. Her cap wasn't for fashion. It was because the chemotherapy had taken all her hair. She had once been full of life, a track runner, a dancer, the girl who laughed the loudest. But now, walking through the gates of Ridgeview Middle School, she felt like an open target. "Hey, look, it's Cancer Girl again," one of the boys sneered from the benches near the lockers. His name was Trent, popular, tall, the kind of kid teachers smiled at and girls followed. Behind him stood his friends, chuckling as they pulled out their phones. Emily's fingers tightened around the straps of her backpack. She kept walking, staring straight ahead, pretending she didn't hear. But Trent wasn't done. "What's wrong, Emily? You forget your wig today?" "Oh wait, you don't have one." The laughter echoed. Someone recorded it. Another mimicked her walk, pretending to stumble weakly. And still, she didn't stop. Inside, though, her chest ached. She could feel the sting of tears in her eyes, but she remembered what her father told her the night before. "When people try to break you, that's when you stand tall. Quiet strength beats loud cruelty every time." Her dad, Jack Carter, had been gone for months, deployed overseas. A Navy SEAL. A man of few words, but every one of them stayed carved in her heart. Emily reached her locker and pulled it open. Inside was a photo of her and her dad in matching camouflage caps. She touched it softly. "I miss you," she whispered. Then, as she turned around, she saw someone standing there, a boy she didn't know. He was new. Dark hair, brown eyes, a backpack still crisp and clean. His name was Noah. He looked at her, then looked at the others laughing. His face tensed. "Hey, what's your problem?" he said, stepping closer to Trent. Trent scoffed. "Who are you? Her nurse?" Noah's jaw clenched, but Emily quickly shook her head. "Don't. Please. It's not worth it." That was the thing about Emily, she didn't want fights. She didn't want pity. She just wanted to be normal again. But the next few days, things got worse. Someone drew a bald cartoon face on her locker with a cruel message beneath, "Go back to the hospital." Someone else switched her gym clothes with soaked ones. And every time, Emily smiled weakly and cleaned up. Because that's what her dad taught her, to never give her enemies the satisfaction of seeing her fall. Until one day, everything changed. It was during the lunch break. Emily was sitting alone under a tree, sketching quietly in her notebook. She drew stars, because her dad had once said that no matter how far he was, he'd always be under the same sky. That's when Trent's voice came again. "What are you drawing, Cancer Girl? A map to heaven?" The crowd around him laughed. One girl even snatched Emily's notebook and held it up high. Emily stood, trying to reach it, her voice trembling. "Please, that's mine." But then, something in her broke. She took a deep breath and said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You don't know anything about me. You don't know how it feels to wake up every day and fight for your life. You don't know what it's like to lose your hair, your energy, your friends, and still smile anyway." The laughter faltered. A few kids looked down. But Trent smirked. "You think we care? You're just a sympathy case." Emily's eyes welled with tears. "You should." And she walked away. That night, at home, she sat on her bed staring at her dad's photo. "Dad. I tried to be strong. But it hurts." The phone buzzed. A video had gone viral, someone had filmed the whole thing. The comments were brutal. She threw the phone aside and cried into her pillow until she fell asleep. But miles away, in a dusty base overseas, a man named Jack Carter was watching that same video. His jaw tightened, his hands curled into fists. His daughter's face on that screen, her tears, her pain. He stood up slowly. "Requesting immediate leave, sir," he said. "Family emergency." And within days, he was home. The next morning, the school buzzed with gossip. "Did you hear? Emily's dad's back. Probably some weak guy, look at her." But then a black SUV pulled up by the gate. Out stepped a tall man in uniform. Strong, calm, eyes sharp as steel. Emily ran toward him, and he knelt to hug her tight. "Hey, my warrior girl." "Dad," she whispered, choking back tears. "You came. I always will." He looked past her, and saw Trent and his friend standing near the gate, suddenly quiet. Jack walked over. "You the one calling my daughter names?" Trent froze. I didn't mean." Jack didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "You think strength is in mocking someone weaker? You think bravery is in numbers?" He leaned closer. "Try waking up every day not knowing if you'll see tomorrow. That's what my daughter does. She's stronger than all of you put together." No one moved. Not a sound. Even the teachers at the doorway stared, speechless. Then he turned to Emily. "You ready to go home, soldier?" She smiled through her tears. "Yes, sir." That night, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Emily looked at her dad. "Do you think they'll ever change?"